On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history, and no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you. And hello. Welcome. We turned down this super rad fucking S&M 2 version of Unforgiven 3. I guess this album is what? How many years old today? It just hit a little anniversary. I am in full Metallica binge mode right now. I go months in between a lot of times listening to Metallica because I binge it so hard. Alright, we don't need to listen to this anymore. We have our own things to play. Welcome. It's a reaction marathon. It's a hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours. Depends on how many people come on and what we have suggested. I have things to check out. And then you feel free to throw a suggestion in the comment section on the live stream. Thank you for joining me. My name is Smitty from the What the Hell Everything podcast. Just jumping on for a good amount of time to come on, shoot the breeze, check some things out. Have some things already set up on the live stream. I have a couple, at least one suggestion from a patron, Steve, who's always throwing out good stuff. All kinds of stuff I will be checking out. Aslan, as I gear up to do a band interview, and I'm cramming all of this music from this fantastic Irish band, Aslan, that I'm just now discovering. And cramming. Soaking up as many tunes as I can, and I've been watching all sorts of like live performances on like Instagram that they've been posting, and really trying to soak up as much musical vibe as I can from this band before I interview them. And oh my god, what is it? Just I think, is it just over a week? Oh my god. So I'm looking forward to that. What else is coming up on this doggone thing? A band called Massive Hassle that I've been wanting to check out for a while. Some Tori Amos, and a shout out to one of my favorite YouTube channels probably ever that I've discovered recently, an Irish YouTube channel called the Try Channel. They do all of these I'm going to try this food, or I'm going to try this alcohol, and people send them shit, and it is just this fantastic cast of characters, and they're actually trying some potato chips from the region that I live in northern Michigan, so it'd be really fun to check that out. Anyway, that's coming up, as well as suggestions if you got them. So if you're on the live stream, say hello, throw something out. I do have a few things to check out. And first, I wanted to check this out. And it's actually a follow-up to something I reacted to on the patron exclusive live stream that I do twice a week on Patreon. Link is in the description if you so wanted to check out something like that. And I do have to mention, really starting out on these live streams, doing reaction marathons, copyright is always an issue. Any sort of like reaction thing, you have to deal with copyright in some way, shape, or form. So there are a lot of videos that I'll be checking out that I won't be watching and you won't be able to see on the live stream. You'll only be able to hear the audio. I will pull those videos to post at a later time with the video. But for live streams' sake, you really have to try to pick and choose what videos, if any, you do and stream on the live. And you never know. Something could trigger some sort of blockage. But just like at the beginning of this doggone video, I had to kill it because for whatever reason, the live stream seemed effy, and I just had to kill it and start again. So if that happens, just watch for the next one. It'll pop up. Now, what I'm following up on from a Patreon live stream is an artist called Agnes Opal. And it was a really fun little fucking coincidence on Patreon because it had been suggested to me by a YouTube subscriber. And I played it on the reaction live stream and fell in love with it. I thought it was fantastic. And Steve, patron, who suggests so many cool things. It was actually funny. I was mentioning on the live stream last time, like, you're like an amateur or a professional music researcher, you know? You have all the things. And he's like, oh, no, I just watched a lot of reaction videos during the pandemic. I'm like, oh, I get that. So this will be another from Agnes Opal. And his request was something along the lines of, because it was presented with like this beautiful viola with a cello and a piano, and those were the only three things. And he said, for something a little different, check out Fuel to Fire from the second album. You probably already heard a small part of this because it was played in the outro to episode 5 of The Last of Us. Still looking forward to your reaction to the final episodes, by the way. Yes, if you have checked out the Last of Us reactions, those last 2 episodes are waiting to be edited and produced and uploaded at some point. It will happen, I promise. But let's check out another from Agnes Opal. This is Fuel to the Fire. And I have to get a screenshot going here. Please bear with me. It just happens on the live stream. All right, screenshots. Just about ready to go. Bear with me, please. And screenshots in 3, 2, 1. This is Fuel to the Fire from Agnes Opal. I know nothing except really what I've seen from the first reaction. Steve gave me some really nice information that she is his favorite Nordic artists. So I'm ready for number 2 from Agnes Opal immediately. Actually, Fuel to the Fire, or Fuel to Fire. I don't know if it is all stock old footage or if it is footage to be manufactured to look like it was old stock black and white newsreel footage, or a mix of the two. I'm just curious to know that, but the song is beautiful as well. Oh, The Last of Us is hitting me. Okay, there it is. Need to rewatch that series after I get that last 2 episodes posted. But yeah, it's such a vibe. Just those, and I said it in the first reaction to Agnes Obel. You know, it was a piano, it was a viola, and it was a cello, and just the way that you can create just this amazing vibe with those 3 instruments, with so many layers and things going on. It's awesome, and her voice. Why I, especially when I started doing reaction videos for the Rock Radar thing, why I chose to do studio recordings, and I've done more videos as I've gone along. But this is a great example where that was a beautifully crafted video, beautifully crafted, and a beautifully crafted song. But you get caught up in the video, in the story. So there would be times where I'm trying to soak up the music, you know, and there'd be times where I'm trying to catch the story in the video, and I lose track of I lose track of the other while I'm focusing on the one thing. And it's just, I don't know if my brain is incapable of combining the two, the video and the music. That's why I always say it's distracting. But it was a beautiful song, and I can't wait to listen to it on its own and just soak up that vibe again. Man, just super great, and I likened it, even though it was not instrumentation or delivery that you would typically consider rock and roll. And I really wouldn't either, but sometimes there's a vibe that you can only kind of describe as rock and roll, and just kind of, you know, just kind of fucking vibey. Just vibey, you guys. That was fantastic. What do we want to do next? Thanks for joining me. If you're on the live stream, throw a suggestion in the comments section. Get something fun to react to. Fun. Let's get into Aslan. This is going to be fun. I actually don't think there's video accompanying this. I think it's strictly audio. And it's a Rolling Stones cover, so we'll see. I mean, it's posted to YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't kill the copyright, or excuse me, kill the live stream. I've had weird things kill live streams before when I was doing the Metallica-thon. You know, you can get away with the Metallica doesn't block copyright, but the Motorhead, excuse me, with sneezies, the Motorhead version of Whiplash triggered a copyright infringement and killed the live stream. So you just never know. Will this? Will she? Will she? This is Aslan, an Irish band that I am going into hard, and going to be talking to those guys scheduled in just over a week, and look for it soon. After that, man, but this is covering the Rolling Stones live in Vicar Street, Dublin, I think 1999. And from what I've heard so far of these guys, it's one of those I really wish I would have heard earlier in life. What are you doing, Smith? Come on. Here we go. I love how, man, just good bands to me just have a way of, you know, and as I said, maybe in the version of Wish You Were Here that they did, or just good bands have a way of delivering something faithful to the original while maintaining true to their own sound, you know? Having it sound like they could have written it is kind of the idea behind it, you know? The Rolling Stones did that fucking brilliantly before they started writing their own songs. So, immediately, I hear the Aslan vibe that I didn't even really know that I would recognize after just a few listens. But I'm like, oh, it sounds like Aslan doing a Rolling Stones song. It's fantastic. Angie, when will those clouds all disappear? Angie. honestly, that is one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs that I, for the longest time, never really knew it was my favorite Rolling Stones songs, where you hear it, over and over and over again, and at some point you're like, oh man, this is fucking one of my favorite Rolling Stones. It's one that creeps up on you after a while. Shut up. And Aslan, again, did their own thing with it and did a faithful cover, great live cover, and made it their own. It was fantastic. Hey, welcome to the live stream if you're here fucking finally. Sorry, you guys. Sometimes I fall victim to my own brain. Apparently, I didn't hit the thing that made this live stream public. Hopefully, you'll be able to check out the things that already happened at some point. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just one of those things, kicking tires, seeing what works and what doesn't. And, you gotta... The point of the story is had a lot of fun so far. And hopefully you have some fun on here with me. Look, hey, welcome to the live stream. If you are coming on, throw a suggestion in the comment section on the live stream, and I'm pretty easy. All you got to do is say, hey, listen to this or check this out, and I'll say, okay, I'll do that. It's really easy, It's really easy. All right. Now, let's continue. Wait, before I say that, I do want to mention again, you just heard Aslan. I will be talking to those guys in just a couple weeks, man. A little more than a week scheduled to interview, and it'll be out on YouTube shortly after that. And again, I've mentioned it before, but just thank those guys enough for reaching out, liking what I'm doing, liking the journey, the upcoming Irish podcast trip to Ireland. That was redundant, but it still made sense. So thank you for reaching out. Really, really cool. Now, let's get into Genesis. Genesis, Smitty? Yeah, Genesis. Anything pre-Phil Collins, I don't know if I know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've heard a song or two. From, anytime I've heard Phil Collins fronted Genesis, even though I think he's still playing drums when he's singing, the point of the story is that I'd always thought it was solo Phil Collins. My Genesis knowledge is not great. And Peter Gabriel era, right? Peter Gabriel is the frontman for Genesis, right? Pre-Phil Collins? It's not David Byrne. For some fucking stupid reason, I always get Peter Gabriel and David Byrne mixed up, like I just did there. But the point of the story, I swear, is that I've never listened to pre-Phil Collins Genesis one way or another. I know it's very proggy. I know that they're lauded as one of the great bands of rock and roll, and one that I've never given the time of day to for whatever stupid reason in my brain. So right now, and I don't think I am going to broadcast this video because I don't want it to get blocked on the live stream. It will be produced at some point later where you will be able to see the video, but if you're on the live stream, you will not. But screenshot in 3, 2, 1. This will be from the Midnight Special, which is one of my all-time, anytime I see a clip, it's always out fucking standing. The Midnight Special from 1974, January 25th. And honestly, I bet you most of the music I love was recorded before I was born. And it's kind of just my favorite little quote from the Sonic Highways, not Sonic Highways, but Dave Grohl's Sound City documentary that he did, where I think it was Brad Wilk from Rage Against the Machine. He's like, you got to find out who your favorite bands are and find out who their favorite bands were and then walk it back. And you get further back in time you go, the better the music is. And I'm really kind of just realizing, man, all the music I love is made before I was born, pretty much. This is the musical box from Genesis from the Midnight Special. Let's go.
that I may join with you. All your hearts now seem so far from me. It hardly seems to matter now. And the nurse will tell you lies of a kingdom beyond the skies. The time lost within this hard world. It hardly seems.
I had no fucking clue that they wore makeup in any way, shape, or form. I can only assume that, and I'm pretty sure that's Peter Gabriel, right? Was something that he did regularly. I have no idea. And to be honest, it's some of the most haunting makeup I've ever seen in my entire life. That's nightmare fuel right there.
Play me my song. Here it comes again, 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 again. Play me my song. Here it comes again.
It sounds mean and dirty and fun. They're fucking jamming, though. Like, tell me Tim Burton was not inspired by the makeup in this for something like Nightmare Before Christmas. He saw that and went bing and started writing shit down, started sketching that out.
So he called for his pipe, and he called for his bow, and he called for his fiddlers three. Tick-tock, on the mantelpiece, and I want, and I feel, and I touch, and I know.
A, I like this. This is a really cool vibe. B, I did not expect it to be as theatrical as it is. I mean, it's very right up the same alley as like Meatloaf or something like that. Almost not as theatrical as Meatloaf, probably. That's a bit overstating. But in the same sort of vibe, in a way more proggy way. I like how they're dipping in and taking it subtle and then ramping it back up. Fucking A. and that's fun. Ah! Is it a Halloween special?
She's a lady, she's got time. Rush back your hair and let me get to know your face.
You guys, I'm 100% certain I want to hear more and see more Genesis. I'm like, there's just, again, you say it all the time, blocks. For whatever reason, I didn't want to listen to Genesis before. And you're like, oh, I get it now, where there's just so many layers and cool nuances and different melodies that they're exploring. And the theatrical side of it is really fucking fun and honestly kind of scary. I don't know if it's a Halloween show or not.
She's a lady, she is mine. Brush back your hair and let me get to know your face.
Nightmare Fuel again.
I've been waiting here so long, and all this time that passed me by, it doesn't seem to matter now. You stand there with your fixed expression, casting doubt on all I have to say. Why don't you touch me? Touch me. Why don't you touch me? Touch me. Touch me. Now, 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 now. Now, 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 now. Now, 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 now. Now, now, now,
Genesis, huh? I'm a little late to the game, but I think I might want to come back to the game at some point. That was just weird enough that I definitely want to hear more, and musical enough. You know, I think there were a couple parts, and a lot of times proggy stuff. I like a lot of proggy stuff, but a lot of times proggy stuff gets a little too proggy for me, where it's just like, okay, I see what you're doing, but get to the point. A lot of times. But there was enough cool things in there, and enough weirdness that it was 100% tolerable and entertaining as well. So I'll definitely check out more from Genesis. Hey, back on the live stream. Thanks for joining me. Brian is on from New England. Stoned Jesus, Season of the Witch. I think I've heard of Stoned Jesus before. I may have not. I just by name alone, I feel like it has to be stoner metal, right, Brian? Thanks again for joining me on the live stream. If you're here after the first try, it didn't work. I don't know if you saw the first try or not. I realized it was not set to public at some point on this video. You know, it's just one of those things. But we keep rolling. And Brian with a request all the way from New England. We'll get to that. I think we'll do that now. Let me find it real quick. See, is it a cover of Donovan's Season of the Witch? Brian, do you know? Stoned Jesus. Stoned Jesus. It's just fun to say, honestly. I'm looking at this artist on Spotify. Let me be a little more specific. Stoned Jesus, Season of the Witch. For all I know, holy shit, this is an 11-minute song? That's not going to stop me. Is it an 11-minute version of Season of the Witch? I don't know. But Brian wanted me to play it, and I said I'm easy, so I'm gonna. Now, what happens sometimes, and I don't ever want to do this to somebody, a lot of times where I'm just kind of feeling out songs on a marathon, especially on Patreon, where I get 2 to 3 minutes in, and it just can't, it's something I can't handle. I'm like, okay, next. Let's hope this is not the case, because again, I say it sounds like stoner metal to me, and there's a lot of stoner metal that I love, but there's also a huge amount of stoner metal out there, and finding the good stuff is really tough. Is this stoner metal? I don't know, but it's Stone Jesus with Season of the Witch. It's fucking stoner metal. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a cover. pretty sure it's cover. I haven't really caught much of the original melody, as I said in one of the previous reactions on this marathon. If you can make it sound like your band, but also stay faithful to the original, that's key for me. Number one. I don't know how well they're doing it. If you happen to do a cover and it sounds nothing like the original, it's not always something that I'm not going to enjoy. Sometimes it is. But I was just trying to pick it out. Is this the cover? And I don't necessarily know all of the lyrics, but it sounds like it is. I mentioned that stoner metal a lot of times is tough for me to sift through. It's almost like the stock down-tuned sludgy thing, and get a little vibe and groove going, and then how well the vocal melodies mix in with those things. So far, I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if it's a mix, but it's definitely the vocals are. It seems like it's fighting with the mix and the instrumentation a bit much. But let's see where it goes, shall we? Got a lot of time left on this. Honestly, this is something I normally would turn off, and on a reaction marathon on Patreon, I don't know if I would turn it off or not, but I think I'm going to stick with this just out of morbid curiosity, or at least for another few minutes, just to see where they take it, if it's going to remain the same sort of thing, or if they're going to take it somewhere else. Morbid curiosity at this point. There we go. Yeah. I like this little switch up. It's fun and trippy. All right. Okay, now I like these elements that they're bringing in and changing it up. Okay, you sold me. You sold me. There's also a part in there that if you ever watch the movie Boondock Saints, it's one of my favorite movies. There's a scene whatever shooting recreation Willem Dafoe is doing in that moment. This is when they drop through the fucking roof and they're swinging around, killing all the Russian mobsters. That part. It's reminiscent of that. Anyway, let's go. Why do I have the volume way down low? Come on, Smith. I feel like we're about to go back into that opening gnarly section. Yeah, that was okay. What is this from? The Father Light looks like EP from this year, Season of the Witch, and I still think that's the cover. I didn't really hear anything that that sounded like, oh, that sounds like the cover, except for the chorus. I could be totally wrong. I am quite a bit. But man, it was like it just didn't seem cohesive. You know, there were a lot of cool parts of each section, but nothing really gelled for me, especially in that opening and ending gnarly chunky part. You know, the vocal melodies didn't necessarily meld with it for my ears. Almost all of those like transitions into different sections seemed like kind of clunky. It seemed like they were like almost there. You know, they had a lot of cool elements, and they didn't necessarily know how to necessarily make them gel. I could be totally wrong. Again, I am quite a bit. There were a lot of cool things I liked, but overall, you know, not necessarily my thing. Brian, I do appreciate you suggesting it, though. And it's like, you know, I was telling Steve, patron Steve, you know, a lot of times he'll say, oh, man, sorry you didn't like that on a song that he suggested. I'm like, oh, dude, you don't got to apologize, man. Like, this is kind of just the fun of it. Even if there's songs you don't like, you can still have fun and just kind of discuss it at the very least. If it's something you absolutely hate and you're going to take a shit on it, maybe it's funny. Who knows? How does it compare to the I Am the Mountain song you reacted to? Brian, you might have to refresh my memory. It's like, I bet you, how many fucking songs have I reacted to? I'm like, I don't remember. Half of them. If you can refresh my memory, I'll let you know that. How does it compare to the I Am the Mountain song? Let's head down the list and see what is next. This is something I wanted to get to for a minute now, where it's a band called Massive Hassle. And quick backstory, the main artist, I think, in this song, his name is Bill Fisher. And Bill Fisher, more or less, is the mastermind of the band Church of the Cosmic Skull out of Nottingham, England. They're a band I fucking absolutely fell in love with a couple of years ago. They're basically the model of why I do the Rock Radar. You know, your favorite band that nobody knows about. I love the idea of getting the word out. It's excuse me. And doing these reaction videos in general is just a great way. It's almost like showing people your favorite band. You do it in your fucking off time. Hey, man, listen to this band. It's just like that. Doing like reaction videos or promoting your favorite music that nobody's ever heard of before. So Church of the Cosmic Skull. Great, like, vocal melodies. It's described a lot of times in comment sections as, like, they put the ABBA back in Black Sabbath. Just, like, fantastic harmonies and cool fucking riffs, and it's total stoner metal. And Bill Fisher also has some solo stuff that he's done, and I've really just fallen in love with his stuff. He has a new band out, and it looks like it features, I had to look up the information really fast. It features his brother in him, I do believe. Let's see, and I'll get this screenshot rolling because I will take video. You won't see video on the live stream, but it will get produced and uploaded later. Massive Hassle is a two-piece rock band from Nottingham, England, featuring brothers Marty and Bill Fisher, both previously seen in the bands Mammoth Thing, Church of the Cosmic Skull. Okay, so his brother is in Church of the Cosmic Skull with him. I was not sure. So I'm really interested. A couple other nuggets on this project. Everything is to be recorded live and filmed in singular takes. All songs and lyrics are written collaboratively in the studio. Both brothers will sing harmony or unison throughout. Every track will be released as a live video building up to the album launch. So I think this is potentially live. I fucking love Church of the Cosmic Skull. I love Bill Fisher as a songwriter. So I'm pretty fucking stoked to see this new project, Massive Hassle, with Knife. And I think there's been several other songs released, but this is the first one I'm checking out. Screenshot in 3, 2, 1. Bill Fisher's on drums. He usually plays guitar and skull. Man, it's such a different dynamic than how I've heard him before, because he's usually playing guitar, you know, so he's got these fucking killer riffs. Obviously, he's on drums here. But those fucking harmonies are so prevalent and cool, and it went really dirty there. And I wasn't sure how I felt about it at the beginning, but once those harmonies kind of took over, I'm kind of in. I'm hitting so far. I dig that fucking 60s sort of psychedelic 60s sort of guitar tone right there. That's really fun.
Listen to the music.
Yeah, I like that. I like that, man. It's always whenever you listen to a band that you love, and they, for whatever reason, take a different approach. A lot of times it's a love it or hate it thing with a lot of fans. But for me, a lot of times, especially on a first listen, I'm like, huh, what do I think about this? What do I think about this? It is one of those things where I just know I'm going to have to listen to it more and more. There's so many cool, infectious choruses and doing different things. Then I've heard them with Church of the Cosmic Skull and things and a different approach. But there was some fucking great vocal melodies, some cool tones in there that I really enjoyed. Massive hassle. It was not a massive hassle to listen to that. I appreciated that. Okay, back to the comment section. We were talking with Brian. How does it compare to the I Am the Mountain song you reacted to? This is about 2 years ago. Okay. His knowledge of stoner rock is not deep. I listened to S&J, a female-fronted band from Sicily named Haunted, and a band from Greece named 1,000 Mods. Okay. I'm always looking for new things, man. I actually follow, for stoner and doom metal, I follow this YouTube channel called, like, 666 Mr. Doom or something like that. And every once in a while I'll click on it because he streams albums. New albums from stoner bands, you know, and I'll click one every once in a while, and I'm like, sometimes, a lot of times, there's just such a saturation, I think, of like so many stoner rock bands, just trying to pick out the ones that I appreciate. I don't remember the I'm the Mountain song. I don't remember that. That doesn't mean I didn't like it. I probably very, very likely could have. All right. I was just mentioning Church of the Cosmic Skull. And when I say that it was one of the bands that I listened to in the height of insanity in 2020, I mean, it was two bands. It was Church of the Cosmic Skull. I was listening to other music, but Church of the Cosmic Skull and the Knockoffs. You probably don't know who the Knockoffs are, but they are from my hometown of Traverse City, Michigan, and featuring a lot of friends of mine. And what they did is they're musician friends. There's studio producer friends that own their studio, have a studio in town, and got together and did these fun ass punk rock covers of like 50s, 60s doo-wop and oldies songs, and they fucking kill it. This is a cover of This Diamond Ring, and I just popped across it right after I was checking out some Church of the Cosmic Skull, and I'm like, this isn't like a first-time reaction. This is something I know I love, but a lot of times doing these things is about getting some fun-ass shit out that maybe you've never heard of before. I am going to try to stream this video on the live stream and just see what happens. And again, if you're on the live stream, I typically don't share the video on the live stream, but the fact that we'll see what happens. I don't know if this is going to kill the live stream, but I'm going to give it the old college try just because it might be fun. It is the Knockoffs out of Northern Michigan with This Diamond Ring, official video. Also, shout out to Matthew Cooper, who just came on the live stream. We'll get together in Scotland for a beer, but we'll get to your suggestion after this. The Knockoffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time on the broadcast, the Knockoffs. Thank you.
This diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore, and this diamond ring
These guys seriously have, I don't know, over a dozen, probably close to 24 covers of songs that they put these like fun punk rock spins out. They're doing a bunch of shows right now around Northern Michigan. And if you like this, I will include a link and just ask me, hey, Smith, where do I get the knockoffs link? And I'll send it to you. But just how effectively these guys are able to just pull off fun, unpretentious punk rock covers of these songs that I've loved my whole life. And if I hear people cover songs that I've listened to and loved my entire life, and they just put like this added fun thing onto it and they don't ruin it, man, kudos to these guys. I listened to a lot of these guys a few years ago. Jeremy West, comedian as well around Traverse City, Michigan. Rage in the Solo. Yay for the knockoffs. I dig those guys, man. I know most of them, and they're all good dudes. And Jeremy West, who was playing guitar, is a comedian as well in Traverse City, and I had him on the show a bunch of times. He was also in this band called the Droogs, who are just a super ass fun punk rock band from Northern Michigan. And I just had the brain baby. They have a fucking certain song that if I can bring it up, I'm going to play. It is just one of the funnest damn things, which I don't, again, make the habit usually of playing songs that I know, bands that I worked with on the old radio station, the Droogs band, not the one. There's a couple different bands called the Droogs. Oh, man, I wish I could remember the name of that fucking song that those guys had. This is going to bother me. Let me look on Spotify real quick. The Droogs. Oh, okay. Is it these guys, the Droogs? Sorry, guys. Sometimes on a live stream, you get subject to my needing to scroll to find things. Here we go. I fucking found it. The Droogs. Day Drinking of You, Asshole of the Weekend? Man, this is some fun-ass punk rock, and I was proud to have these guys on the show a lot. This is the perfect, like, end-of-the-week song. From one more song from Traverse City, Michigan, Asshole of the Weekend. I hope you appreciate this. Then we'll get to some other things. Play. Asshole of the Weekend, now.
Slapstick was played on the record player, hiding 40s in the trunk that we're gonna drink later. In the back of the van, the parking lot beyond the show. Down Coventry is where we wanna go, and then I saw her screeching whistle patch on the front pocket of her shirt. Blue hair, chicken bands, and a pink fanny pack. Look out, I'm in trouble. No clue how I got home last night and got in bed. Tell my mom that I'm just tired and not sure what my nose is red. Shit, guys, I gotta go to work. Why did you draw a big dick on my
The Droogs. That was fun. Man, I bet you had been 3, 4, 5 years since I heard that song. I was like, man, I didn't remember it. And then I remembered it, and it was just like listening to it last time. Shout out to the Droogs and Jeremy West and all those guys. Back to the live stream. Matthew jumping on from Scotland. Any chance of Charlie and the B-Boys? Did I say that right? Did look it up. Charlie and the Bahoys. Not the B-Boys, the Bahoys. Charlie and the Bahoys. I know nothing, but they, according to their YouTube channel, they are the world's #1 Celtic band. I have no idea what to check out from these guys. Let's see. Let's see, shall we? Black and Tans, live in Dublin, 2016. That's only 1:24. Let's see. Let me check something here. Charlie and the Bahoys. It's just fun to say it like that. Bahoys. Fields of Athenry. I know that song. They have Celtic Symphony as well, which is the first video that I looked at. I think I really want to check that out. I think this is it, actually. So let me get a screenshot going so I can take video for later presentation. Obviously, you will not see that video on the live stream. All right, and screenshots in 3, 2, 1. According to them, they are the world's #1 Celtic band. All right, we're not doing this video because we're live stream. It's hard to do research to check out that it's good quality first. So we'll just listen to the studio version of the same song, Celtic Symphony. Here we go.
It was far across the sea when the devil got a hold of me. He wouldn't set me free, so he kept me soul for ransom. Na 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 na. I'm a sailor man from Glasgow town. I've roamed this world around and round. He's the meanest thing that I had found in all me days of wandering. Na 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 na. And I could see his evil eyes. Once then he took me by surprise. Take me to your paradise. I want to see the jungle. Na 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 na.
It's just an infectious song, first of all. Second of all, correction, thanks on the live stream to Matt. It's not Bahoys, it is Boys. It's just spelled like that. That's my research, live stream research. So, let's continue, shall we? I'm digging the vibe. It is such an infectious little groove and vibe.
Oh, again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For then those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall just as the sun was going down. I see graffiti on the wall of the cells, of the cells. Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic, graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. And it says ooh ah up the rat, say ooh ah up the rat. Ooh ah up the rat, say ooh ah up the rat. Ooh ah up the rat, say ooh ah up the rat. Ooh ah up the rat, say ooh ah up the rat. Ooh ah up the rat, say ooh ah up the rat. Ooh ah up the rat, say ooh For the paradise that we did seek was no trip for the weak. They're waltzing with the natives. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. From the Amazon to Borneo, from Africa to Tokyo, to the darkest jungles of the world, but nowhere could I lose them. Na 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 na. Around in circles every way, he turned to me and he did say, I think you're leading me astray. I want your soul, me boy. Na 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 na. Here we go again. We're on the road again. We're on the road again. We're on our way to paradise. We love the jungle deep. That's where the lion sleeps. For then those evil eyes, they have no place in paradise. Graffiti on the wall, just as the sun was going down. I see graffiti on the wall. What the sense? What the sense? Graffiti on the wall, it says we're magic, we're magic. Graffiti on the wall. Graffiti on the wall. It says ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right. Ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right. Ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right. Ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right. Ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right. Ooh ah up the right, say ooh ah up the right.
From the album, the greatest Celtic album in the world ever. It's a bold statement. And while good, I don't know if I would consider it the greatest Celtic song that I've ever heard. While good, I don't know if I could consider it to make that claim, but still very good. It's just an infectious groove, first of all. It's so vastly different. I think this is Scottish, right? So it just in vibe, where essentially Celtic music, Scottish, whatever, and Irish music sound similar. But as far as just like vibe, it's totally different. It seemed like a much brighter, happier sort of Celtic music. And anytime not every time, but I mean, a lot of Celtic music that I heard, or Irish music specifically, not a dark undertone in content, but a more, even with it being like a happier form of music, the vibe is more serious a lot of times. But it was very good. I appreciated that. That is going to be it for me. It's about the Glasgow Celtic Football Club. Okay. That makes way more sense. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that little tidbit. Live stream research. That's a lot of times that's the best research. That does it for me. I am out of here. I think 2 weeks from today, expect another YouTube reaction marathon. This week, Wednesday and Thursday, noon on Patreon. If you're into these, you want to join Patreon, $3 a month gets you access to the live stream reaction marathons. And then, of course, another one Friday at noon, the What the Hell Everything podcast. Please click like. Please consider subscribing if you are not already. The journey is just beginning and getting the ball rolling with more and more people, and I'd love to have you on board. So thank you very much, you guys. Matt, thanks much. Tanner, you jumped on. Sorry I didn't get to your request. We'll get it on for another one. And Brian as well, and anybody else I missed. Thanks so much for coming on. And patron Steve and all the other patrons as well. You're all the best, guys. Thanks. I'm out.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Neat. Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys there.
By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?